Stamford Bridge is burning down, burning down, burning down. Stamford Bridge is burning down. Todd's gonna sack Poch.
Jesus is Lord.
Imran Khan, I blame you for this. I blame you for this because you are out here trolling when we're supposed to be talking about Man United. Khan says Liverpool schoolboys made Chelsea look like a nursery team. made them look like a whole bunch of 007 agents, you know. Liverpool took them to school. Liverpool took them to school. Hold on, my internet is acting weird. My internet is acting like Chelsea Football Club. Yo, what's up? What's up? How's everybody doing? I see Yale in the building as well. I see Box in the house. Shout out to Yale. Shout out to Box. Shout out to the other people that are tuned in right now. This is the Manchester United versus Fulham postmortem, or should we talk? What? Let's just call it a review, just for simplicity. We always do this thing on this channel where we just look at every player's performance, give a performance grade, have a performance remark, and a little bit of a discussion about each player and how they did. And of course, we're in the mud, and you know that Chelsea's also in the mud. We're mud brothers, Chelsea and Manchester United right now. Hold on, what's going on? I feel like my Wi-Fi keeps on pausing a little bit. But anyway, whatever. The main point is you're here, I'm here, and I want to just say shout out to you so much. I appreciate you. And kindly hit the like button. Let's get the show going. Now, first things first, obviously, we got to talk about Manchester United. I want to just start with Man United, and then we will go on and talk about, the game that we play, the power predictions game, look at how things are looking over there. But before I say that, before I get into that, Box is talking about, wait, what's this conversation about Goldbridge? Let me catch up on that. Let me catch you up on that if you just tuned it in. Yale said, so I try to listen to Goldbridge again. Every stream he does is the same now. He's so worried that eriktenhag is now being kicked to the curb. It's affecting his production. Box says, I haven't watched Goldbridge in years. Yale is like, his shows are 5% info, 95% calling out the names and going on stupid. You know what? Yeah. I see you. I see that. I see you. I see what you're saying. Goldbridge, sometimes the info sometimes can be more than 5% though, Yale. But I see what you mean about the balance of things. Sometimes though it caters to a certain subset of people that want to just have that therapy of the rant. Sometimes the rant is good, and sometimes we all need that, in different ways. And actually talking about rants, I have something to share that is not really a rant per se. It's more like a message. Hold on, is my Wi-Fi okay? Yeah, on my screen it keeps on pausing. I'm not used to this. This is crazy. Anyway, so the point that I'm trying to make is that the everybody has to have a way to vent somehow in some way. And right now, I want to share with you a message from a top red. I'm talking about Andy. Andy was sending a message, from a top red to another top red to Mick, and it was about the game. It was about this Fulham game, and it'll give us a little bit of context and spark us into this conversation that we're about to have. All right, here we go.
Where'd you go with a performance like that today, man? Where'd you go, Mick? I don't know. And Ten Hag comes out with, we showed character, we showed promise, we're on the right trajectory. Oh, mate, he's been smoking some funny stuff, I'm telling you. And he's on the thinnest of ice. He's on Titanic ice. One cut and you're finished. Honestly, there's no character in that team. Marcus Rashford is like a second-hand freewheel van. Only value is its sentiments. Marcus Rashford, you are passing through like the wind. This team will stay where it is. And next Sunday is going to be an autopsy.
Oh my God! Jesus is Lord!
You heard, Andy? Next Sunday is gonna be an autopsy. also, he said Ten Hag is done. You know, Ten Hag. Yeah. There was a lot of big points made there. You know, I just want to just say, like, first of all, this is what I'm talking about, you know, just like therapy. You know, but in that therapy rant right there, in that therapy message that Andy delivered, there's just so much to unpack, you know. Let's just hear the beginning again.
To you and your family. Have a good weekend.
Look at this. Let's hear it from the top one more time.
That's today, man. Where'd you go, Mick? I don't know. And then that comes out with we showed character.
We showed character. Eriktenhag said those words, ladies and gentlemen, and he's not making it up. If you don't know, now you know that Erik, you know, there's that moment where every manager sort of gets into this place where it's like, hey, are you connected with reality? Hey, what is going on here? You know, like, were you watching the same game as I? Because you can't fool the fans, you know. You cannot fool the fans. You got to be truthful. And Erik ten Hag seemed in that post-match press conference, it seemed like he took the position of, I'm going to cover things up. By the way, let me know if the video is choppy, because on my screen, it pauses on certain moments. So as long as it's not pausing and acting very choppy, then, you know, whatever, we'll continue. But the main thing is Ten Hag chose the path of, like, I'm going to protect these guys and not say they were horrible. For a manager to go out and say we showed character when we played against a team that's 12th and we have created less than 5 big chances. Come on now. What are we talking about? You know, yeah, we had a lot of possession, close to 60%. It was about 57% possession, actually, when I'm looking at the stats. And we showed character. Ten Hag, guys, went on to say even other shocking things that, let me see if I can bring them up. You know, there's that moment where you're like, wait, hold on a second. What is this man talking about? Let me go ahead and share this on the screen. All right. There we go. Boom. So Erik ten Hag, after the Man United loss to Fulham, if you do not know, he said these words right here that I'm about to share with you. He said, there we go. Team showed big character. That's the thing that I'm trying to drive to the to the point that Chris just mentioned. We deserved the equalizer and went for the win. We showed big personality and character. You have to see the bigger picture. The bigger picture looks very good.
Oh my God!
What? Is he trolling? Is Ten Hag the biggest troll or what? That's a load of baloney, if you ask me. That's like, I'm wondering, like, is he, like, did he purposely mean to, like, rattle us a little bit, or the ones that are, you know, rattle the people that have very little belief in him? Because he knows there's Ten Hag out FC. It's there. It's a big society, and it's growing every day. And matter of fact, on yesterday it grew, you know? But when the man says, see the bigger picture looks very good. It looks so good, Ten Hag, that you might not be in it. It looks so good that, you know, somebody needs to adjust that focus, because I don't know how Ten Hag. He said he must be the Khalifa.
Oh my God! Ah!
This is what Andy was talking about, saying, you know, when Andy made that gesture, that's exactly what I was just thinking. I was like, nah. Khan says, the man is a fraud. Box is Ten Hag is trolling us at this point. All right, Yale with the stats says that makes up to 17 chances per game. All right, let's get to the first point that Yale made. Listen. It goes, United's pattern is we move with 7 people into attack, leaving 4 players behind the ball, which lets other teams counter-attack us. 435 shots United has received this season, and you know that Sheffield United is the only team that's received more. It's wild to think about that, Yale. But I see you exactly what you're saying. 7 people, 2 people are taking those half spaces, and then, you know, some people in the wings where they're like hugging the touchline, but it's not really posing a threat for the other team, you know. And Yalis went on to say that makes up to 17 chances per game against us. When you look at those 435 shots, right? That is insane when only Sheffield is worse. Also in the top 5 league, we are in the bottom part. We are almost as bad as Burnley.
What the hell? Oh my God! No way!
You know, this is wild. It shows there's something that's systematically wrong with our defense. First of all, you know. Yeah. We can talk personnel. We can talk. You know, the fact that these just different like circumstances that can explain the context more. But there's a clear systematic error that is evident to see when you look at the defense and these numbers that Yale is talking about. How come there's a manager? I know. I'm not saying Mourinho should come to Man United, but it's incredible that Mourinho's first Chelsea side conceded only 15 goals all season. All season, 15 goals. And then we go ahead and concede. Look at how many shots. And if you look at our goal difference, mamma mia, 36 goals.
But what the hell, boy? No.
The difference. Our tactics are complete ass. Says, complete mess. Sorry. 4-letter word. Same thing. Potato. You know? Oh, Lord. What? Yeah. To think that other people, there's a manager who was able to, you know, organize that team like that. That's wild. Anyway, Yale says 25 minutes in the first half to get a chance, 20 minutes in the second half to get a chance, and that is what eriktenhag said. All right, Yale, here's the thing. Let me remind you guys real quick. Just give me this 1 minute to just sort of just like say, all right, that game, right? It started off with, first of all, like the first moment of bite, I think, came from Fulham. It was Iwobi, 13th minute in. Iwobi comes through, shot goes wide. Boom. All right, we move. Couple of minutes later, I think 17th minute, Iwobi again. Wide. Boom. We move. All right. Then I'm like, well, what, my team, what's going on? What's going on here? Are we here to play? And then Muniz in the corner kick. He heads the ball, right? Fulham have a corner kick. Muniz heads the ball and forces Onana to make a full stretch save, right? And that was the first warning, because it's kind of ironic. It happened in the 21st minute, this moment that I'm talking about, this corner kick. And then in the 65th minute, we concede from what? A corner. The rest, like, forget everything else. Like, for a moment, just like the first warning shot happened right there on the 21st. Because I even remember Dalot going to big up Onana, being like, yes, great save. And we're like, okay. New Onana in the building. You know, some of us were sort of like watching with a curious eye and the watch along, being like, okay, he's looking like he's turned a corner. And then, you know, whatever. Then we have our moments of fight back. The first moment of bite that I would say from Man United was Dalot pretty much hitting the post. And that was actually a shot where it's the XG for it. And I'm not talking like I test XG. I'm not talking about the actual XG for it, but like the probability of that a shot being taken from outside the box, it's kind of low. It's only reliant on Dalot's attribute of having a good right foot that can curve a ball and hit with some venom. But to be honest, it's not a proper, clear goal-scoring chance. But Dalot turned it into that because of his individual attribute that he's adding into the team, right? Okay, 30th minute, we hit the post. Then I'm like, all right, believing that, you know what, we're in this game. This is what Yale is talking about, that it took us 25 to 30 minutes to get this first opportunity. 32nd minute, Muniz dribbles past Lindelof. Matter of fact, he didn't really like dribble. He was like shielding the ball, right? Shielding the ball, and then Muniz just pretty much turns, and then he's able to get a shot off, and he hits the post. And I'm like,
Oh, someone early on said, trust the process. My thought was, what's the process?
so that moment for me was just like, okay, because we were having that moment where we were sort of worried about Lindelof. Lindelof has not started a game in 2 months, right? You're wondering, why is eriktenhag playing Lindelof at left back when there's a Amrabat who's been playing AFCON, who's probably much sharper than Lindelof. But all right, eriktenhag makes the decisions. eriktenhag is the manager, whatever. All right, cool. Lindelof had a very good moment where he actually blocked the ball, an aerial ball, just prior to this moment. You know, sometime, I think maybe in the 17th minute or something like that, or 18th, he blocked the ball. And you're like, all right, that's positive. All right, Victor, you know. But to be honest, if Muniz was more clinical, he could have gotten a few more goals from that opportunity of just having to face Lindelof time and time again. Whatever. Fast forward, 77th minute, you know, McTominay forgets how to make a pass. We're attacking. This was the moment in the game where the 7 people that Yale was talking about that attack. There was actually McTominay and Eriksen attacking the half spaces. Everybody else is being pushed back, right? And McTominay is supposed to just make a simple pass to Christian Eriksen, and I don't know if it's the occasion, the adrenaline, or he just fumbles the damn thing. And then from there, you know, if you fail to make a pass to Eriksen there when we need to make a goal, you know, it led to the 78th minute chance that Wilson pretty much, if he was a decent finisher, it would have been 3-1 Fulham at this point. Adding the 2 goals that what's his name? Iwobi could have scored, because whatever, we're gonna discard the moments where the other team hit the post, because post for post, one post cancels another post, right? But it's 3-1. The score essentially is 3-1 at this point. 79th minute, Harry Maguire we have a corner kick, and Harry Maguire is the one who, you know, Harry Maguire, Christian Eriksen takes the corner, and Harry Maguire is tall. He's got this ability to sort of like read the flight of the ball, and it lands on his head, and Harry Maguire is supposed to put it on target. Harry Maguire decides to do his own thing. How many times is Harry Maguire going to miss these things? These corners, man. Isn't like heading what was supposed to be one of your attributes? Or you just can't just be a defensive header guy. You gotta be also effective offensively with your heading. You know, because like it's like saying this car can only move forward, but it can't back up. It can't reverse. What? That don't make no sense, So anyway, so whatever. 79th minute, I'm like, Harry Maguire, you're the tallest or one of the tallest people in the box. Act like it. Show it. Get the ball in the net. Whatever. With 90 seconds of normal time left to play, right? Harry Maguire, whatever. I have to give him credit for this, though. He keeps the ball alive by having a moment where he's shielding the ball the way Muniz was shielding the ball versus Lindelof, right? When Muniz hit the post. But this time, Harry Maguire is deciding, I am going to cross this ball by whatever. I am going to be the one that's going to cross this ball. And you got to give him credit. He fought for that moment and he crossed the ball. The ball goes all the way to Bruno. And Bruno does not look for teammates. He decides, all right, I'm going to dribble. I'm going to create a goal-scoring opportunity for myself. And then that shot that Bruno took led to pretty much what we needed, all that we were needing and dying for at that moment, because Leno tried to save the ball and he parried it to right where Harry Maguire was. Also, you can also give him credit and say striker instinct. Harry Maguire's got some sort of like instinct, right? He was right there at the right place at the right time. He puts the ball in the net. It's 1-1. This is what the whole thing, this whole struggle that I'm describing. Eriktenhag thinks of it like, nah, this looks good, which is so surprising because, like, at the end of the day, shout out to Jarvis in the house, by the way. Jarvis in the house. Whatever. Harry Maguire, he deserves just that. What's the word? The credit for that moment. But I have to go again to him and say, Eriksen and Harry Maguire, that second goal, I look at you guys because Eriksen, you had as a moment where you could have tripped Traore, tripped baby oil. He didn't even put Vaseline, no baby oil. When he came in, his skin was looking ashy and dry. Like, why couldn't you hold him? If you're scared of a straight red, Eriksen you're not even a squad like a first teamer nowadays. Get the straight red if you have to. But he chooses not to. Harry Maguire had a split second, like where Traore was reachable, and Harry Maguire still trying to read the situation. And boy, he ran like Forrest Gump. He ran. You gotta give him his his credit, By the way, the link is in the chat if Jarvis, anybody wants to join, Montana, whoever, Coach, anybody that want to join in as we unpacking this disaster that we saw yesterday. But anyway, so Maguire, for me, he tried his best. He tried to the best of his abilities, and you have to give him that. But the problem is his abilities are not where we need them to be. His capabilities are not high enough. That's unfortunate. But right now, it's like being all right at in mathematics, but then you go and take the high level course. Get out of here, man. That don't make no sense. Like just being okay. Nah, that don't make no sense, Anyway. And the last thing that I'll say in terms of like that that I'll say about that is just the fact that Harry Maguire, I mean not Harry Maguire, Andre Onana. Of course, you probably wouldn't have saved that ball, the second goal. But a little dive is not gonna hurt nobody. Just so we know. If you can, if you've got the reach, if you've got the reaction, because at the end of the day, like, how are you going to improve as a goalkeeper if you don't, try? You have to give it a shot, Onana. Jarvis says, Papi, I just sent you a little, okay, all right, let's open it up. Let's see. Embarrassing behavior. Oh, my Lord. What about this embarrassing behavior, Jarvis? Let's see. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let me pull it up right there and share this. Oh, mama mia. Wow, Jarvis. Talking about embarrassing moments, let me just go ahead and do a share screen with everybody so you guys see what Jarvis has just uncovered. All right, here we go. Boom. Edit to the stream. Boom. Now look at this. This is our captain, Bruno. Captain Bruno. Holding his ankle. What? Let's go back to the beginning of the clip, though. All right. What happened, Captain? Didn't they? He's holding his left ankle. Didn't they like get the ball from his right side? What's going on here? he's doing his con thing, says Imran Khan. Is this what he called emotionally getting into the referee's mind? You know, I feel like that's what he's doing. He's like, I'm trying to emotionally get it. He had a moment where he was talking about this. That's our captain. He had a moment where he was talking about this. He's like, sometimes I try to obviously try and affect the temperament of the game by getting into the referee's head. Talking about atrocious behavior in Manchester United shirts. By the way, I got to show you guys this as well. Let's add this into the mix. Why not? Right here. This was not yesterday, but it was just a few the match versus Luton Town. If you have not seen this, mama mia, brace yourself. This is another player, Manchester United player. He's doing the jog around, being marked by, it's not Riquelme, but it is Ross Barkley. He just went around him. Boom. -1 player in the press. Oh, is it a press? What is Rashford doing? What? Really? Marcus?
Make it make sense, blood.
Something's gotta happen right now. Honestly, something's got to give. I don't know how he keeps getting away with it. And yeah, that was our captain. It's a miracle he can walk. Yala says, ref, next time give him a yellow for petulant behavior. That's for Bruno Fernandes. And this is all Bruno has left. Total shade of the player we signed. Can we get... Ole Gunnar Solskjaer knew how to unlock Bruno, you know. Definitely younger Eriksen would be an answer to having decent number 10 at Compos. Well, that's the other thing now, Kush. What do we do? You can't say benching Bruno is a direct solution, because if you bench Bruno, who comes on? The two attacking players that you have is Deadwood, Eriksen, where the battery is on E, and McTominay. The two available ones right now. You could maybe say Ten Hag could have been creative and said maybe Ahmad could come in, try play false 9 or something. I don't know. But at the end of the day, that will be like a brand new experiment. Question is, Eriktenhag had a choice to make, right? We've had a front three that has been functioning in 2024. It's been Weghorst, it's been Garnacho on the right, you know, and Marcus on the left. And then Ten Hag decides, all right, cool. I'm going to mess up that. I'm going to try and experiment and mess up that, you know? And that's the thing. It's like, did he over tweak things? That's one of the questions I want to pose to you today. And I'm going to ask Montana. What's up, Montana?
Yo, Papi, what's up?
Big up to you, my bro.
Big up to yourself too, brother.
Did Ten Hag over tweak? Did you overthink? Because managers make mistakes. Pep has made mistakes. You remember when he didn't play Rodri and played Gundogan and then he lost a Champions League final or semi-final. It was a final, I think. But the point is, like, managers make mistakes. And do you think, like, Ten Hag, he over complicated things? He could have just at least tried what was working, especially with the front line that has been lacking fluidity all season. We had just picked up the first few games of, like, wait, we got some chemistry here.
That is true. But as I told you, I saw his defects since last season. Because last season, as I told you, I said from the Liverpool 7-0 game, he overthought the game. Yeah, so this
from the 7-0 from back then. That's almost a year ago.
He overthought that game. If you really looked at the tactics, what that game was calling for, he overthought the game. So now this season, he's even overthinking the games that are straightforward. So that's the problem. That's why we face like a game like yesterday. Like yesterday, there was no need to play Marcus Rashford through the middle. That has been tried. He has tried that
and it's never worked.
I think it only worked last season for a couple of games. The Bournemouth game in the FA Cup. Is it FA or Carabao Cup? After the World Cup.
Yes.
Yeah, a couple of games last season worked, whereby Rashford played through the middle. It worked here and there. But for most part, it didn't work. This season, it hasn't worked even a single bit. Remember before we got Rasmus? And even when we had him and then he was injured, we kept on trying to play Marcus through the middle. And it didn't work. So I don't know what he thought that, maybe now, after not playing him there for a while, then now it's going to work. As people are saying, I think yesterday, I don't know who said it. Was it Drex or somebody on the panel?
Yeah.
He said he would have just gone with what's that called? With the straight swap. Put Forson through the middle.
Yes.
Then play Garnacho on the right. Play Rashford on the left. Finish.
Yes. Yeah. Just
employ the same tactics that he was using in the past 5 games, and then see how it goes. But hey, it's part of the game. You see, like, but as I was telling you, I kept even today when I was commenting when you had the previous show with Drex and Mark. I said I don't, according to the mistakes that I've seen from Ten Hag, I don't feel like he's the man to take us forward. So we'll see.
Jesus!
No, that's how it is, honestly. Because I feel like he has overplayed Bruno. Bruno has been consistent for a long time. So if a manager cannot see that small thing, no, I don't think in the long term he's good. As you said here, you gave a good example on Pep and City. He makes one mistake in one game and changes it in the next.
And learns from it. Yeah.
He doesn't drag it for 5, 6, 7, 10 games.
Yeah.
Because Bruno has not been working for almost 10 games. We haven't seen anyone else tried in that position ever. So what does that tell you? For the manager doesn't see anything wrong with playing Bruno. So that's why I don't feel like he's the same as Moyes. Because Moyes has the same problem even today. Like when he has a squad, when he trusts in a player, then that player is never. I don't know what needs to happen for him to lose faith on a player. While dropping a player does not mean that you don't trade them, but you are trying to do the best for the game. If the player becomes upset because you are trying to make changes to suit the team, then you do not really belong to a big team. You can't really manage a big team. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't feel like he's the guy. There is a lot of good managers who can do this job because we just need to do our research and take a risk, because who knew that Alonso can can perform at this high level unless
Yeah.
Leverkusen would have given him a chance. So we just need to sit down there. The same way that we brought Ten Hag and the media was slating us, we tried him. He has done to his best. What I think is Ten Hag will be a good manager for a mid-table team in the Premier League. A team whereby he has players that are not, what's that? He has no pressure to deliver trophies, so he can just push his players to deliver trophies, and then he knows that he has a certain type of player that he can, if he puts more effort, the player can deliver. But in a team like ours, who's trying to regain past glory, we have a lot of pressure from the fans. You have a lot of pressure from the sponsors. I think it's taking too much of a toll on him. So I think he might be like an Emery, because the same problems that Arsenal fans were complaining. I didn't watch Emery when he was at Arsenal, but the same problems that they are complaining, he's also doing the same problems at Villa. But Villa are an aspiring club, so those problems that you face in a big club will not really affect you so much in a mid-table club, because they're trying to achieve something. They're not trying to maintain.
Yeah, let me ask the perspective of Manj real quick. Manj, big up to you, brother.
Big up to you, boss. Big up to you, Montana. Big up
Big
the
up,
chat
man.
as well, man.
Big up, man.
The picture looks very good. Apparently, the bigger picture looks very good. Those are the words of Ten Hag. How how do you interpret that, brother?
I got a bigger picture in front of me. It's called a television. I think for me that he's kind of lost his powers now. This is why I keep saying United Space Jam FC. Every good manager, every good player that comes to United is doomed to fail, and he's next on the list for me. And you know me, bots. I'm the staunchest Ten Hag supporter. I saw flaws in his game ever since the Carabao Cup last year. He peaked then for me, and then it's all gone downhill from there. Unfortunately.
Man, I'm still trying to be like, what was he trying to say? What was he trying to say? Like, is it? I guess he's thinking maybe I've had this agreement with Jim and Ineos that it doesn't matter how many losses as long as these players that we need to identify. Like, if they've already had that conversation that look, Erik says the season hasn't been going well. This is the reason why. Player A, B, C, D needs to go. And then they're like, no, are you sure? No, are you sure? Maybe there might be some pushback. But then they're like, all right, cool. I'll give them a chance and we'll look and see why. And then now Ten Hag, it's like he's already the confidence that somebody can have to say the bigger picture looks very good after a loss at home against a team that's mid-table. That's kind of wild, you know. Trust the bigger picture process, says Box. He says the bigger picture looks very good. I for me, like, that's still like wild to be able to have the guts to be able to say that. It's either like it's not even about translation or anything like that. It's like this guy meant to say these words, you know. And he went like the context of like you I don't know if you're here there for the on the stream, Manj, when he said, you know, this team showed big character to fight back. We deserved the equalizer and we went for the win. You know, in some parts he's not wrong. We tried to go for the win. There was a feeling in the match when I was like, oh, it's gonna be 2-1 Man United. And then from there, like, matter of fact, Lindelof. You remember there was a moment in the 92nd minute. Lindelof, he had a header that was from Christian Eriksen, just like providing this really nice lobbed ball. And Lindelof, the header did not have enough bite. It did not have enough like power in it, and they didn't score. In that moment, I just felt like, nah, this is not our game. Maybe we should just go for the draw. But, you know, we kept on trying. And that part, he's not lying. But the problem for me, that the bigger picture looks very good. It's so baffling, you know.
You know what?
But go on, Montana. Go on.
Yeah. So I wanted to say one thing that I also told, I think it was in your stream. after the Palace game, the first one in the Carabao Cup.
Yeah.
That team played according to what he was trying to do. High press, force turnovers in the opposition's box, put pressure on them, and maintain a high tempo. He has never played that team ever again. Ever again. Even when he had the chance to do that. That made me question why. Because that game, a lot of people came out and say, oh, yeah, we can see Bruno and Rashford are holding us back. What are we speaking about Bruno and Rashford for the past 5 games? Even in the past win streak, people have been calling them out.
Yeah.
A lot of people saw that from the when was that game for Palace? I think it was 10 games in the season.
The Carabao Cup against the B
Exactly.
team.
10 games in.
That's probably the
people
best
saw that.
game of football. Yeah.
Exactly. Why didn't he stick with that team even for at least the next game? Because the next game we also had Palace in the league. That's
The
what people
caveat
said.
is, guys, it was the B team, not the A
No,
team.
I understand, but he should have played it and then justified to us. The Carabao Cup result was different. I played the same team. We got a different result because Palace had a B team. But in the league, we had a different result because they played their A team and we persisted with our B team. He changed it, but our A team performed worse because regardless of we got beat, but our performance was not the same. Just the performance was not the same.
You know the saying, innit? It's the phrase where if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's the point.
But he decided to break it. Anyway, Brendan has another perspective saying players also need to believe that the manager is there to stay. Otherwise, the manager has no impact. So maybe Ten Hag is saying that with that sort of like thinking that, you know what? These guys don't know the confidence I have. You know, I'm here to stay. You got, that's a way of trying to get the best out of them. But what's weird about the tone of that press conference, Brendan, is that he had this sort of like positive, right? When he's saying like the team showed big character, it's a positive blanket on the team. But then Ten Hag gave a moment where I was like, hold on.
Oh my God!
He was asked about Antony. And he was like, it was nothing to do with fitness. He's fit, but we have many options over on the right side. What? Many options? I'm playing who deserves to play. And then he's like, with that form in the autumn, we have all seen Antony has to step up. Like,
Jesus is Lord.
what is, like, what in the singling out of a player is going on right now? When Erik said this about Antony, I was like, no.
That's exactly the point. May I jump before you finish your point?
Go ahead.
This statement is the same as he called out Jaden. Because I don't know what Antony now has done to him. He's starting to single him out. Well, Antony has not become any different player from when he bought him. So you see, so the manager has issues.
You think it's a matter? No, but like,
the manager has issues. No, what has changed from Antony since we bought him? What has changed? Because there's no difference from what he was giving us now to what he was giving us since we bought him last season. For this statement to justify itself now, that he couldn't say the same statement when he only had 3 or 4 goals. Manch, please tell me.
Do you know what, man? Ten Hag needs to do what he did with Jadon Sancho, man. Spend his car park with lunches, man. You know what I'm saying? Get locked out.
No, but Manj, you can't say that he has favorites now when Ten Hag has the ability to single out a player that he was labeled as like, oh, you're favoring Antony all the time. That's your star boy. And then now he's like, yo, that form we saw in the whole season of autumn, it's unacceptable. He has to step up. Like, that's Ten Hag being consistent with the energy. If you look at it though, like, right?
I hear
Like,
you.
yeah.
Yeah, go on. Yeah.
Like saying he has to step up, clear at the end. That's like he says his level is not good enough. That's why he'll play Amari Forson before him.
But that's why I asked you the question. What has changed from when Antony came until now. There's no difference.
Probably
So,
his application in training.
What application were we seeing? Please
Maybe
tell me.
in training, he's a different Antony. Maybe because Ten Hag sees him week in, week out, daily, and we only see the snippets once a week nowadays. But that's the only explanation I can think of right now. Because it was really surprising for me to see like Antony not starting, yes, and then I was like, well, maybe he's using him as a weapon. You need somebody that's gonna affect the game around the 60th minute, and really be the experienced player who's gonna step up, but no.
You're still not answering the question. When has Antony ever affected the game? Tell me.
Barcelona, he affected the game.
Barcelona,
Yes.
Imagine, man.
Not this season. This season he hasn't really, But
even last season, you have 2 games that I remember that he had. Actually, 3 that he had.
Arsenal. Yeah, the first part.
Everton and Barcelona. Imagine 3 games in a 50 game. How many games did we play last season? 50 or 60 games? 3 games.
50 or 60
games. He never called him out last season. He wants to call him out this season when he hasn't even played much in comparison to last season. That's what I'm telling you. The manager has issues.
I hear it, but the point that I'm trying to drive at is that the manager singles out the players he has issues with. And then if there's a lot of players, it seems like he has a lot of issues, but it's more like the players have issues. And you see Antony right now, he's an issue. But at the same time, he did not make it a bigger issue by going on Twitter and saying whatever, I'm throwing a fit. I
don't think he knows what Twitter is, to be honest with you. He probably thought it's some YouTube thing. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we know he has WhatsApp. We've seen his WhatsApp screenshots.
That's true. Yeah.
But I don't know about Twitter. But anyway, Khan says this season all flops. A couple of games, good games last season. That's all Antony has. Coach says, I'll take Daniel James 10 out of 10 over Antony. Mamma mia. Word. Okay. He's finally realized his signings will be what gets him sacked, says Compost. It's funny you say that, Compost, because out of all his signings, the only reliable one who's been there is Andre Onana.
No. It's not
reliable.
It's Martinez.
Available.
Oh, yeah. Very yeah.
Yeah, it's available. But the good signing is only Martinez, and unfortunately, this season he has been injured. I can't think of any other.
Yeah, not everybody else. All flops, in the words of Imran Khan. So anyway, let's do the thing that we always do, where we go ahead and look at every player's performance real quick and try and speed through some grades. All right, here we go. Where is this thing? I had a Luton Town. There we go. That's the one that I used the game before last. So
exactly. Because you know what, Papi, I like to add one thing.
Go ahead.
Onana. Yeah, because the games that we have been losing even when Fergie was here, most games that we didn't apply ourselves as a team, we lost. Because remember, in Fergie's time, we had that game that made Roy Keane to get his contract terminated. The Middlesbrough game. We lost it the same way we are losing games these days with Ten Hag, with the past managers, just because of application. But now these days, they are more consistent. We have more games like that. Which begs the question, why can't the manager just see most of the... And that's why yesterday I was telling you, if you go back and watch all the 10 games that we have lost this season in the league, 90% of them are due to application. 90%. And if you look at the games that we have performed at the highest level, all of them are due to application. Look at the Chelsea game. It's the same tactics that we are employing to this day, but the players applied themselves. So now that is a manager issue because the manager has to see this. Why me as a fan I can see it, but the manager cannot see it?
It's a worry. It's a worry. No, for me now, like I want us to speed through these grades real quick and see how. I'm curious how even the people that are tuned in, what grade you would give Andre Onana, who conceded 2 goals, but you can't really like sort of particularly fault him for because there was moments where he kept us in the game, especially that block, that save versus Muniz that I mentioned, in the early in the first half. That was really good, and he kept us at bay, and the team just didn't do what the team needs to do in order to see the game through, or fight back and win it, So what grade would you give Onana Montana?
That rhymes. Hey.
You're right. Yeah. Onana Montana.
Wow, that's good. I'll give him. I'll just give him. What's the out for? 5 or 10?
Jesus is Lord.
A, B, C, or A, B, or C for Onana, because it's gotta be one of those 3.
If I'm just being partial, it's a C. Honestly, I don't like the type of goals that he concedes because most of the goals that he concedes, it's like he's baffled. He's baffled like he's facing a shot. I'm like, you're a keeper. You should be expecting a shot to come. You know.
He doesn't even dive as well. Just stands there.
Was exactly that's the word that I was looking for. I was like, David, this type of goals that Onana is conceding right now, he started conceding them in the latter career, not during his peak. During his peak, all goals he was diving, all shots. But
even if it goes in, at least he still dives. You know what I mean?
Exactly. But this is a new keeper. There's no even effort. I'm like, what the hell is this? And he dives in slow motion.
Matrix.
No, but the other dives. There was 2 other dives that he had in that game. The dive for the 2 Iwobi shots. They were actually all right. Like he looked like he had it covered. Like I remember even in the watch along, I commented to be like, "Yo, he didn't look like it was in slow motion in that match." Those 2, of course, we'll never know because the shots were not on target. But it didn't seem too bad, And I want to believe that he's turned a corner. Of course, it's a C. He conceded 2 goals. There's no way it'll be a joke to say B composed. But B for Bozo. I see what you did there, though. All right, C for Onana. Let's go to Dallo real quick. How did Dallo compare to Onana? What grade? Manj. Onana doesn't even dive when he's at the swimming pool. All right, Chris, sorry.
I'm going to let Montana take this one because I can't remember what Dallo did. Oh, yeah, he hit the post, didn't he? That's it.
Yeah, the long shot that hit the post.
C.
I concur.
C, all right. Yeah, he played 90 minutes, and all right. C seems fair. What does other people in the chat say? Is it gonna be C's like Onana as well? Yale, Box, Compost, Kush, what are you guys saying for Onana? Brendan, anybody? We have 12 people tuned in right now. Let us give these grades to these kids. Dallo, I think a C minus is fitting. Good shot to hit the post. But that's about everything that we can say, though. A good shot to
and that's
hit.
it as well. 1 shot in 90 minutes. And it's not even he's not even meant to be doing that. He's meant to be passing it forward.
Yeah. It could have been a little bit more of a contribution. That's more positive. But honestly, that seems fair. C minus is a fair grade for Diogo Dallo. Let's go to Maguire.
Well, he scored.
Yes. Oh, yes.
B minus? B? I don't know. See what happens. What's Montana saying?
Maguire, Maguire, man. No, I'll give him a C too because the goal was good, but the defending was shocking.
Yeah.
Yeah, the defending was very shocking. So I'll just give him C and
Really? But bro, Montana, there was moments where he actually he was good defensively, like the I'm trying to remember. Hold on. Let me jog my memory.
A center half, you have to be good for all the 90 minutes at least because you are the last line of defense. If they go through you, they have a direct shot on goal. Look at Iwobi's goal. He let Adama go through him, obviously because he had a yellow. Then what happened? We conceded. That's why for a center half, you can't be playing like, what's that called? You have to be robust and you also have to be smart. But Maguire only has the robust part. The smarts, no.
No, I think he just bust. You know what I mean? Like, well,
Yeah. Trip him. Take whatever or something. Pull him with your hand if you have to. Don't let the man and the guy pass. One of them should pass, right? Especially when you're slow, you're getting in a foot race with Traore. That's only going to be a recipe for disaster. So for me, he didn't have that intelligence to be like, this is a danger situation. Stop it right now. Even Christian Eriksen, by the way, let's not forget about him. We will cover him in the...
Yeah, exactly. You know what I can actually add on Maguire is the reason why nowadays all the world can see that the English media is just all hype and nothing is we tried to sell Maguire last summer. How many clubs were in for him? If he was that good that they were defending him and the fans were on his neck unfairly, how many teams were onto him?
Yeah.
I mean, you can say the same thing about McTominay as well.
No, but that's the point. That's the exact point that I'm... No, but McTominay is not getting defended every time. What I'm trying to say here is when the media are always on the defense for British talent, even managers, players, they act as if the fans are crazy. But in reality, when those same, like let's say now they're defending Moyes.
Yeah.
But how many clubs will take Moyes in the league? How many?
True.
That's the point. That's the point. Huh?
Maybe two. Like he's at the right club. I think he is now. I think he's at the right club now. Everton.
Even Palace. Look, Palace were trying to get rid of Hodgson, but even then they wouldn't have taken Moyes, regardless of what he has done for West Ham. Yeah. That's how terrible he is. So that's what we're trying to say. Like Maguire, he's not quality. He's not a quality defender to be at a club of our stature.
Yes. I was saying that he tried his best, but he tried the best thing that he could do with his abilities, but his ability is not it's not at the capability that we need. Oh my God.
Which I'll also say for a certain player down there when we reach.
Yeah. All right. Let's look at the consensus in the house. By the way, there was a couple of C's for Diogo Dalot, and Box went with a D, a shocking D for Dalot. But then when Compo said Dalot gonna get injured soon, he's running on empty. That is so true. He's got the third most minutes in the Premier League in the Manchester United squad. But when we're talking about Maguire, Yale went with a B, Kush went with a C+, Box went with a C-, and Compo went with a D. Wait, Maguire scored, then blamed the manager for him going forward that led to the goal. D. Wow.
You see, but so it's not me. I mean,
but he put in a shift, though. People
like Mark always act like my takes are crazy. But you see, the chat agrees with me, man. I don't have no agenda. I'm just calling how I see it.
But he scored the one and only goal that we needed. That could have got us a point.
This is the problem. I think both you're listening too much to pundits. This is the problem. The defender's first job is to
got him.
We're getting carried away even with Dalot. Dalot's main out of all,
No, but Montana, we're talking about players that had an effective contribution at the end of 90 minutes. The game is 90 minutes long. There's many phases of play, many times when the ball gets into dead ball situations and then we restart. But out of all those moments, both teams are trying to score. And then at the end of the day, Maguire is one of the people that came out with a phase of play that was meaningful for the team. That has to be rewarded, surely. You cannot ignore it, bro. That's why I think it's a B minus. You know?
That's why now I understand why American sports have defense and offense different players, because they don't want this type of conundrum. They don't want a defender who can't do their job, which is defense, going to score, let's say, a touchdown, and then to come and justify, oh, my value is justified because I score touchdowns, but I can't prevent them. What is this? What is this?
I hear it.
Because your argument could also do with Onana. If Onana scored a goal or assisted a goal, but did not prevent the goals, then your argument will also favor him.
Yeah, if the goal is a goal that we needed, it could have ended us up, proceeding to the next round or something. You cannot ignore that. Obviously, if the goal that we concede is the one that obviously knocks us out, then that takes more weight than the goal that he scored. But I'm talking about the players that mattered in the game, and Maguire, his contribution mattered offensively as well. He had a few moments defensively. Yale says he put in a shift. B says Khan, all right. Other people are marking him down, saying C, D, and C. But there's another B over there. I said B minus, and I think Manj, you're the one that said B minus as well, right?
Yeah, I think C levels itself out to average.
All right. It looks like a C plus then is the average, but there's a couple of B's. There's 1, 2, 3 B's, 4 C's. No, Kush wrote C twice. All right, there's a D. All right, it's a C because Compose put a D. The average goes down. All right. Maguire, C plus. Let's agree on a C plus. All right, then Raphael Varane. What are we saying about Varane?
What are you saying about Varane? Let's start with you.
So for me, I think actually Maguire's contribution for me seemed a little bit more assured than Varane's contributions in the game. He just feels like he's sort of checked out a little bit. It seems like he's got him and Casemiro feel like they know that future is not going to be here next season, and they have a little bit of that mentally not there.
I wouldn't say he's washed. I think he's looking for a new pasture. Is it pastures new, as they call it? I think he's just looking to move on. So he's like, I'm out of here. You know what I mean? For me, I think it's the C as well.
Yeah.
I'll also say a C because yesterday he looked disinterested. The passes were not there. The positioning was off. There was no communication. Oh my god.
Randomly for watched.
That sounds like, let me just address that real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Rashford gets a double C. Yeah, Casemiro and Varane are not a quality anymore either. I agree with that, Box. All right. So let's move on to who else? We have Lindelof in there. Yes, he was left back. How did Lindelof fare versus Wilson and sometimes Muniz and Herrera sometimes? Montana, what grade are you going with?
Lindelof, what I can say is the manager hung him out to dry. We all know that Lindelof cannot play left back. He can't even these days play right back properly. Even his own position nowadays, he looks shaky. So, I mean, I'll just give him a C too because they used in his channel. That's where they made most of their attacks. So I mean, he's capable for that, but the manager is to be questioned for that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What are you saying, Manj? It was his
The
first
ice. Yeah.
first time playing in 2 months, bro.
The
Starting in
Iceman continues to mount C minus.
C minus.
Mm.
Okay. All right. All right. I think that's fair. Let's look at the chat to make sure it's averaging. I think I'm gonna give him a C minus as well. Yale said C minus. Box just said Lindelof needs to go. Piss poor says Compost. Compost said F. Push says E. And Khan says Z. Z.
I
Wow.
knew someone
Wow.
said Z. Waiting for that.
That. Okay, all right. So I'm gonna it's a D, unfortunately, Lindy. Wow. Yeah, but he was positive though. I think D plus is a bit it's a little bit mocking. So but he had moments of positive contribution, but I don't think that was enough. Did Casemiro get a yellow? Because it looks like he got a yellow last game. Oh no, he didn't this time around. He didn't. But he was also seems like he's also looking like he's checked out.
It's like a deer in the headlights. It's like it can't be there. It can't be have to be anymore. It's one of them.
Right.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Casemiro, but I'm looking at him like, yeah, maybe he should go, man.
So what is the chat giving Casemiro? Box, what grade are you giving Casemiro? And Montana, you went first, right? On the last one.
Miro, oh my God, the legs are gone. I'll just give him. I'll just be fair to them. Almost all of them just were average, just a C. Yeah, his legs are gone.
Yeah.
Last season, at least he could have tried to position himself not to get exposed. But even last season, we were seeing those types of phases.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but hey.
Okay, C minus. I say C minus. Compost agrees with me, but everybody else disagrees and says D for disagree. D from Box, from Kush, from Khan as well. So, that's more like the democracy says D for D for democracy. So, all right, D for Casemiro, I guess.
I'm looking at the chance that Gallagher missed. Oh my God! Why?
Did you see it?
Yeah, he has himself to blame. Gallagher, unfortunately, yeah. He's like raw and could become better, but I don't know where his ceiling is. I feel like it's not very far. He's close to.
I tell you, Gallagher. Let me tell you, the thing is, Gallagher is a good player for a possession-based team that he doesn't have to then give him a free role. Like the way Palace were playing.
Have you noticed, Montana, that in Chelsea he doesn't take as many shots as he used to? Like in Palace, he used to score long range goals, and it doesn't look like he's taking shots enough.
That's because actually that season I watched Palace a lot. That's because the way how Vieira utilized him was help us to arrive late in the box, and whatever loose ball comes, you are allowed to strike it. Yeah. And then when they're getting attacked, he helps. He's a good help defender, but he's not a good one-on-one defender. That's why if you remember last season, whenever he was facing somebody running straight at him, he used to collect a lot of yellows, a lot of red, because he's not that type of defender. He's that type of defender whereby somebody else is defending on the front, and then he comes and assists to steal the ball.
But he's basically Mount with a ponytail.
Exactly. But you know the reason why.
More muscular.
Exactly. But you know the reason why he couldn't work with Mount is because of the same thing why Mount cannot work with Bruno. His favorite channels are also Mount's favorite channels, so they always run into each other.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. Mount and Bruno feels like remember when Coutinho and Messi, the first season at Barca, like they were just like clashing. Same thing,
Yeah.
same problem. Anyway, Munch, do you agree with Box saying Gallagher would improve us right now? Or you think like Gallagher
Yeah, Gallagher would
what-
improve us if we didn't sign him. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would say to that.
all right, let's keep it moving. Let's go. Speaking of midfield,
I'm not very sure about Gallagher. I'm not very sure.
yeah.
He'd
Well-
be perfect at Palace, though. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he'll be perfect for a Palace, or like, let's say, a mid-table team that's a possession based.
Yeah.
Because then you don't have to tell him that, hey, get involved in the build-up. He's not a good build-up player. That's why even at Chelsea, you see, he's having a hard time when you tell him, play at the double pivot and help us build up. He's the same as McTominay, you know? Like, there are players whereby you can't ask them, face the goal and receive the ball.
All right, let's go to Kobe Mainoo. Kobe Mainoo probably had his worst game in a Man United shirt ever since he's been in this run of starts, like what, 12th consecutive start for Kobe Mainoo. And yeah, Box is feeling like, Yale says C plus for Kobe Mainoo, Compo says C, Khan says C, Box says C minus. I feel like the chat, this one will take the lead, and I feel like a C is about right for Kobe, right?
Yeah, yes.
Because it's not like there's a big fault where you can be like, you did wrong there, but it was just like the team sometimes was like not there enough for him to combine with him, and you know, he had moments where you can tell he's quality, but like he you know, it's just the supporting cast this whole supporting cast was horrible, even to Forsen, guys. I know we're about to get to him, but you know, Forsen, we just don't know what kind of player he is because he was nervous, he was timid, he was, you know, he just didn't know what's going on. And how are you gonna know what's going on when the people around you don't? You know, so I don't know. I'm curious when we get to him. But all right, that was Kobe Mainoo C. Let's go to Bruno Fernandes. The last game, Bruno, he was just a defensive contributor, and he missed a one-on-one. Let's see what Montana is going to say about him first. Bruno gets a Z from Kush. Compo says E. What are you saying, Montana?
If I speak, I'm going to get suspended.
Cannot speak.
All right, let's go. Manj, what are you saying?
He lacks composure on the ball. He should pass when instead he shoots. You know what I'm saying? He's very reckless, like
What?
KG. You know what I'm saying?
What?
And for me, I would say a C minus, borderline D. I'm not sure. One of them ones.
Yeah, it's looking like a D from me for Bruno.
What Jolly just said, those are my exact words.
He was a walking disaster. E minus.
You know what?
Jesus Lord.
All those people who are calling me crazy for I have a Bruno agenda, now they're starting to confess their sins. Even imagine Marcel has turned against Bruno.
Yeah.
Wow, then that should tell you.
My thing with Bruno is like this, Montana. During games with no pressure, Bruno is good. Bruno is all right. Bruno is like looking like, okay, I see why this guy is the captain. But then the games when there's pressure, guess what? Bruno stink up the place. He blew up the kitchen, fam. You're asking Bruno cook. And Bruno blows everything up.
He burned the toast.
Yeah. Games when there's pressure. It's a must-win game versus Fulham. The whole thing explodes. And there was just the first half was just horrible. We just didn't have effort. Not effort, rhythm. You know, and it was like, let's try to get the goal in 7 seconds. You know, That's the game that we're playing when we have possession, and that's a type of tactic that you can train and get your players to play, and be like, all right, team A, when you guys win the ball, by the time we get to the 8th second, this ball has to be going into the net, or we're about to redo. You have to try to be making an assist. It's a total tactic that other coaches can use, and it seemed like Bruno was playing under that premise and not everybody else was, though. So that was the thing that was baffling me and keeps baffling me about those guys. Like, this is Fulham. You're supposed to be able to perform here. All right. E for Bruno Fernandes from Box. I think E is really harsh, though. D says R10, and I think, okay, cool. Bruno was the worst of them all. D. All right, let's leave it at a D for Bruno and then go to Forsen. Omari, Forsen, what are you saying, Munch?
D.
D. D for debut. Hey! Right, yeah, this one needed a D for debut. All right. But anything else of note from Forsen, Montana, or anybody in the chat that had an observation that could be a little bit insightful about Forsen? He's only 19 years of age, by the way. First Premier League start.
Honestly, for Forsen, I can't judge him too much. I watched him in preseason. He has good pace. Like, he's a typical United attacking player. But I can't really call him too much because most of the attacking players that we have handed debuts for have lit up the place. Garnacho, Rashford, Lingard, name them. All the way back to Welbeck, Makeda. But him, I'll give him more games. Let's see if Ten Hag gives him maybe 5, 6, 7, 10 games until the end of the season. That's when we can judge, will he cut it or not? Because some of those names that I've mentioned, they lit up the place, but we've seen how their careers have gone. So, and he hasn't really shown any flashes. I can't really say.
Forsen, I'm sorry to break it down to you, Montana, that Forsen is not going to get no 10 games. Forsen, if you look at Forsen's text messaging history right now, he has texted a guy called Facundo, and he says, I know what you're talking about. Even Ahmad has texted that saying, all right, I know, because that right, Ten Hag has a way of maneuvering with that right winger position in a way that I do not understand, how does Forsen skip the line of Ahmad, Antony, and then just get thrown into the deep end like this when the team, bro, Ten Hag for me is moving mad on that right hand side. But okay, Forsen D, I had to change Bruno to D- because we couldn't have Forsen and Bruno having the same sort of performance,
But
yeah,
all of you will confess your sins. Now you're starting to call out your manager. I told you will come to this.
No, I'm frustrated by it. I haven't said Ten Hag out, Montana.
I have.
And just recently.
Yesterday.
Oh, we lost Montana. He's
Every
back.
Ten Hag was calling him, isn't it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Everybody has a tipping point, Montana, and Manj had a tipping point after the loss yesterday and said, that's it, I've had enough. It was a tweet I saw. I was just like, okay. It was a message, yeah. But, everybody, some people, it was versus Copenhagen, Some people, it was versus, what was that? It was versus Galatasaray, exactly. That's the team I was looking for. It was versus Galatasaray.
But
so
when did I tell you me? I told you last season, Liverpool.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yours, it was last season. It was a year ago. Ten Hag out FC is growing.
All these things that you're saying, go back to last season and look at those games. Look at the games from Liverpool. From that game, you will see all the mistakes that you're calling out right now.
Wow. Wow.
Do you know what it
All
is,
right.
Montana?
Yeah.
I think, sorry to cut you off, but my thing is everyone gave Ten Hag the leeway because you've won something in such a long time. Now people are starting to figure out, like, this isn't working now. It's one of them ones.
Yeah, man. It's
Do you know when people late to the party and there's no food
Yes.
there? That's
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
that's what they're doing.
Montana and mine's is just that the thing
Yeah.
is it's hard to defend it. It's getting harder and harder to defend him every
Yeah.
time. And there's a moment where you have to say, you know what? I've tried my best. Because at the end of the day, there's some people that are defending him not for tactics' sake, but defending him just to say, let's break the cycle. We're stuck in a cycle. Let's just stop it. And that's a valid point of view as well to come from and say, you know what? There's different areas that you can fix when you're trying to fix this whole complicated, organization. But how about keep the manager, let that valve, leave that one alone, and try to change the manager situation or the owner situation and the player situation, and then see what happens. See if the thing can stop leaking. So that's how I view it. But anyway,
That was my thoughts as well, Bots. In like last
Yeah.
streams with you, I said to you and with Mark and the others, don't get rid of the man just yet. Don't break this. I don't want the cycle to continue. The cycle's too powerful, man. I can't do nothing, man. I'm saying.
The cycle is not ending.
the
The cycle is cycling, man.
No, but that's why
Yeah.
I'm going to add on to that, as I told you. Like, I'm always objective. And now what
Yeah.
I've said is I will know if we're going to see changes from the decisions that Ineos will make in the summer. That's when I'll know.
I'm
If
going to
they-
say something right now,
Yeah.
Montana and
Yeah.
Bots. Breaking news.
Yeah.
If it's Harry Potter up straight away.
No, but to be fair, to be fair to Potter, like Potter, what he did right at Brighton, not at Chelsea, but what he did right at Brighton is he set up the foundation for playing the possession ball. But for a club like ours, I don't think we'll be able to keep up with just playing retention football, because we had that with LVG. And his biggest problem, Potter, that he faced at Brighton, they couldn't score. They could pass for the whole day, but they couldn't score.
I mean, true say, like, I think I'm still like blinded from what he did at Chelsea. I don't think I'm giving him the fair assessment, but we'll see.
Yeah, no, it's totally understandable, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if we were to get Potter, he has to be behind the scenes. But if he is to be the manager, he won't last, because his teams do not score. So that's a problem.
Yeah. The situation with Omari Forson, by the way, I see somebody had asked about it in the chat, saying, Yale, I thought Forson was a left winger. He played on the right. It's the inverted garbage, isn't it? Played in wrong position. And Forson, he's played on the right and the left, and also he's actually played also as a central midfielder and right mid. And these obviously is just like UEFA Youth League game. He's got in the Premier League itself. He's only got the 50. That was the 57 minutes that he played, but he's had 2 appearances. He's had 2 appearances in the Carabao Cup, a total of 172 minutes. So he's still what's the word? Growing in his education, I think, on wing play, and I don't know if he actually has a preferred position per se. Although left winger is the position that he's played the most, appeared the most in 6 appearances. So yeah, I played out of position in some way. I would have actually said maybe expected Ten Hag to try and play him in the middle or play him in the left. And so that way, if you wanted to try and maybe, have we tried even Garnacho as a false 9? Has that even happened before?
No.
I don't know. Maybe let's see what happens if we do that. Look at how Mikel Arteta had Trossard come in on left wing for a few games, and then one time he just realized, I can play Trossard as a false 9, and that could yield some results. Anyway. Marcus Rashford. He got what grade? Let's see anybody in the chat that's put in a grade. Imran Khan went with an F. Boxworth went with an E. Compost, I will not post that one, but it's an F from Compost. Marcus Rashford, guys, what are we saying about star boy Marcus?
Exactly.
Anybody that want to chime in on that one? Marcus Rashford. He was playing central, central striker, I guess you could say, or center forward. And out of position. I think somebody mentioned it. Montana might have mentioned it. It's never really been successful, but Ten Hag still went with it. So what grade is Marcus getting, and what is our assessment of his performance? In the chat, R10 went with an F. A lot of harsh grades for
F for face palm.
F for face palm. To be fair, F for fairness. Marcus Rashford, you gotta also look at, he received 19 passes in the whole game. 19 passes, and this is kind of crazy because one of those is coming from a corner kick. So really 18 passes. Look at that. Like how T for tequila. No. One thing you can say is that hopefully he knows he's learned his lesson, and be like, if you see how it feels to play center forward and not get the ball passed to you, so that when Haaland comes back, he can pass the ball to him more or something. Hopefully you can think, but Arten says needs a new challenge is the comment, is the remark for Marcus Rashford. What is the grade?
I think if I'm being really honest with you, I'd say D. To be honest with you.
D.
What's Montana saying?
D minus.
Yeah, it was just a D.
Yeah.
D. He doesn't care. Compost says he doesn't care.
He looks disinterested since the season began.
That's a
D
good
for
one.
D for disinterested.
Yeah. Him and the manager, they all look disinterested.
Yeah.
D for disinterested. Looks like he's seeking a new challenge. All right, Garnacho.
Take away his song, please. God, he's not Ronaldo, man.
You know, for me, Garnacho actually might be a little maybe controversial. Hopefully not. I feel like for me, he was one of the few players that actually tried. You know, like it didn't come off. It looked horrible, but he was the one that, like, you know, I remember around the moment after they had forced Onana to make a save. It might have been maybe Wilson, or it could have been Iwobi, but Garnacho ended up responding with like a moment of like, I'm gonna take the responsibility, and forced an okay save. You know, it wasn't, the shot didn't really like look spectacular or anything, but he was a threat, a little bit of a threat, you know, and I wanna give him that respect and say, you know, you tried, you know.
What we're saying then? C, D. What we're saying then?
C minus from me. Let me see. Let's see what are you guys are saying, and maybe somebody will average it out.
Yeah.
D from Box. Wanna be Ronaldo, looking like Januzaj.
No.
He's got Ronaldo ambitions, but he's really Januzaj. He's a South American Memphis Depay.
His name is McKay Don't. McKay don't.
Oh no. Okay, one grade are you? I went with a C minus. Box went with a D. It's looking like it's gonna be a D unless anybody else says something else. Yale says C. He tried and got things done. Big mistake to move him on the left. Exactly. Eriktenhag's mismanagement there. You know. What about you, Manj? What grade are you averaging it out to?
I'll average it out to a C minus.
C minus. Compost went with a C minus as well. He tried at least. Needs a rest. Major rest for him needed. All right. Yeah. The Dalo and Garnacho partnership is good. It was disrupted in this game. Ten Hag for disrupting that. Like, why did he overthink things? That was the main thing that I was trying to bring up at the beginning of the show. That Ten Hag disrupted something that was going on, and as Manj and Montana said it, if it ain't broke, fam, leave it alone. You know, what are you doing? Tinkering with things that don't need to be tinkered. You know, and anyway, whatever. It's easier to say these things, obviously, in hindsight, but at the end of the day, hopefully he learned a lesson from this. And for me, Rashford's D minus really is a compliment because it was his 200th Premier League game. Can you believe that? He does not play like somebody that has 200 Premier League games, honestly. But this guy is an old man who needs to play his age in the Premier League. He's definitely got a lot of experience, and he's not acting like it. But all right. Any other notable things about our substitutes? We had, Christian Eriksen come in, Amad Diallo come in, Antony come in for a few seconds, and Scotty Mac came in. Anybody that was notable, really?
NA, not applicable.
Non-applicable on the subs, really, right? Yeah. If anything, Eriksen looks past it. That's what we learned. Scott McTominay really didn't make an impact, not applicable. So Eriksen, I'm going to give him a C minus. Eriktenhag, this time around, what grade is Eriktenhag getting?
Oof.
Eriksen E says box. Oh my goodness! All right,
I'll
we go
give
get.
for the Eriksen thing, I think from my perspective, I don't know if you agree. Obviously, it's good to have different opinions, but for me, I think from when he signed him last year, he should have been a squad player. Eriksen said it himself. He expected to be a squad player because of injuries and whatnot. He was morphed into like a first team player. So I think we overused him and overplayed him. That's the vibe I got. It is what it is.
You're so right. Spot on, man. You know what I also think about? I was thinking about earlier on when I was watching Liverpool and Chelsea. Cole Palmer did not even think he was going to be getting that much minutes. So the same thing happened to Eriksen last season. Is what was happening to Cole Palmer in terms of you're just signing for new team, new challenge, whatever, and then you all of a sudden become one of the most integral players, and then you get overused, and then then you're left in a position where, what if that changes, can mess you up mentally too. I think like he's kind of like not really like sure what's his future, what he's doing. And it can show a little bit in his physical, in his physical, nonverbal language, So yeah, he looks fatigued. He looks like a shadow of his former self, as Box says, and I think a D or C minus is fitting. E for Erik. Anybody else that gave Eriksen? Oh, E for Eriktenhag. I was looking for Eriksen real quick to see if anybody else gave Eriksen a grade, but it's all good. If not, I think he only, the funny thing about Eriksen is like I saw him starting to spray balls after we were 1-0 down. That's when he started to. You're like, oh, finally he's been subbed in, but he just did this thing of dissolving into the lineup, and you just didn't see him. Anyway, Scotty Mac gets a D, as we said, D plus from Yale. It went downhill when he and Eriksen came on. Very, very true. 100%. Who else said anything about Eriksen or Scott McTominay? D from Imran Khan for Eriksen. All right, it's a D. I feel like a C minus is too complimentary. He's putting him on almost the same footing as Garnacho, when Garnacho had a little bit more effort and impact, or more effort in the game than Eriksen. So D. All right, eriktenhag is the last one that we will grade. E for Erik, D minus for eriktenhag from Yale. I think an E is fitting. Frontline rhythm got disrupted, over-tweaked the lineup, and also like sometimes he had so many opportunities to sort of fix it, and whatever he tried to do just did not work. So eriktenhag, in my opinion, you were once again outclassed by another Premier League manager, Marco Silva, this time around. So all right. And then referee, do we have anything against the referee, really? G, forget out of here.
Get out of here, man.
Oh, I prefer not to speak. I'm fuming again thinking about it. This is composed on eriktenhag. Ref was average. Nothing really of note on the referee, So unless Montana, I'm forgetting something.
No, that's the ref. The ref was fair.
The ref was fair. It was okay. It was like, this result was all on us. The ref was fine. Arteta says it was the easiest match to ref, really. C, he was. Oh yes.
Yeah, he should be sent off.
Thank you, Yale. I had forgotten about that moment. Oh my goodness, that was a big moment, because if this game could have been done earlier, if Maguire got a red card,
I'm honest with you, but it would have been. If the game ended early, you'll be finished the stream early. It would have been alright for you. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Antony gets an age for age. Happy birthday.
Here's a cake. There you go.
Yeah, exactly. Scotty Mac, I don't know. I can't even give him a comment, really. But yeah, I think these are the grades, guys. These are the how our players performed. And if you agree or disagree, let us know why. Ahmad played too little to have an effect. Won't rate him. Exactly. Although the question that I actually want to close on was Montana and Prime and everybody that's listening right now, who actually had a bigger impact, Forsen or Ahmad? Because I feel like the reason why I'm asking this, Ahmad was there for a very short time, but there was moments where it looked like the ball was sticking to him a little bit more than Forsen, and he almost created a little bit of a chance, But I heard some people saying, nah, Forsen. Ahmad didn't do nothing, So I'm curious where you guys stand on this.
Yeah, that's true. Even for that Bruno attempt, Ahmad was pulling away and showing him an option. Then he decided to strike it straight to the keeper. It made no sense. He was trying to go for the glory. Straight after we conceded.
These guys, man, you can never win with our team,
This team doesn't win. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. I am glad people in the chat go with Ahmad having more of an impact. R10 and Kush also say that Ahmad was more effective than Forsen. And Buck says, I'm not even sure why Ahmad didn't start. Compo says Ahmad took up good spaces and was never found. But Khan says Ahmad needs 20 minutes. I hope Ten Hag can see this is like a unanimous perspective that please Ten Hag pick the better players that you have. We understand you're in an injury crisis, but fam, pick the best tools that you have at your disposal. Erik
You know,
Ten
it
Hag does
reminds me
not
of
like
bots.
techie players.
Remember
What
when
does it?
remember when we had Ander Herrera? People say, "Oh my God, pick him, pick him, pick him! He's not picking him. What's he doing?" And then we pick
Yeah,
him. He doesn't really do much.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Ah, man. And also he has to
Yeah.
change this like man-to-man approach that he sometimes employs, because I feel like that's a big reason why teams go through us so fast and we're conceding so many shots. We need to have more of a compact type of zonal, like prioritize defense. This, as I like the comment that Yale mentioned at the beginning of the stream, that like 7 players attacking and 4 people staying back. And the moment we lose possession, we're in big trouble. And there's something that's systematically wrong if that keeps on happening over and over and over again, So something has to happen. Ahmad, winner at the Etihad, says Box. Oh my goodness. How are we feeling about Sunday? How are we feeling about... Let's transition to that, by the way, as I am about to bring up the power predictions table real quick. How are we feeling about Sunday? Take it away,
What,
Montana.
City?
Yeah. See, how you forgetting? Listen to Andy Tate.
We're on the right trajectory. Oh, mate. He's been smoking some funny stuff, I'm telling you. And he's on the thinnest of ice. He's on Titanic ice. One cut and you're finished. Honestly, there's no character in that team. Marcus Rashford is like a second-hand freewheel van. Only value is its sentiment. Marcus Rashford, you are passing through like the wind. This team will stay where it is. And next Sunday is going to be an autopsy.
An autopsy on Sunday versus City.
I just feel like that will be a game like the Liverpool game. We'll just go there, sit back, soak pressure, and try and hit them on the break. Nothing extra that we're gonna do.
And but then what's the scoreline that you're feeling might happen?
I think that's it. We can nick a 0-0 draw or a 1-0 loss. Because I feel this season he has learned that if you're not gonna win, don't lose. At least he has that. What he's changed, but I'm like, I don't understand. Last season, games like the Fulham game, he will nail the tactics. Then he will screw up the big games. This season, he nails the big games and then screws up the games that we are supposed to win. Yeah, because if you look at the loss against Arsenal, the tactics were good. That was not a game for tactics. We didn't lose it based on tactics. Look at the Liverpool game, we got a draw based on the tactics. What else? Who else did we play? Spurs, they are a funny team. I don't know why we couldn't beat them. Both games, I don't know. Who else were left with? Chelsea, you see, our tactics, we slaughtered them. Who else are we left with in that Sky 6?
Newcastle?
No, it's City. And City we lost in the first game 3-0.
Yeah.
But the other games, we nailed the tactics. So I feel like the tactics in this next game, it won't be a problem.
Okay.
Yeah, the execution, we'll see. If they execute it, we'll nick a draw or a narrow loss. But I don't see us winning. This season, we don't have the same desire to win this type of games.
Why is it like that, Munch? Why don't we have the desire like Montana is
I'll be honest
saying?
with you, Bots and Montana. I'm thinking about the Forest game first. You know what I mean? Like, let's not bypass
True,
that one.
true. There
Oh yeah,
is
we
that.
have a cup game. Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I think we lose it to Forest.
Yeah, because the same thing that I was telling you yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday you were here with us. I said the problem is now in our 5-game run that we had, we were scoring, but we were just hanging by the thread to prevent the opponent from scoring. Now we can't score, and we still can't defend properly. So that's a disaster. Yeah, and Nottingham will play on that.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah. The other thing is like maybe Nottingham Forest might not play their best team because they're in such a good groove right now in the league, you know. Maybe they might end up being like, let's prioritize. I don't know. I'm just saying, but let's prioritize not playing Hudson Odoi, Taoe, Awoniyi, and what's his face? I'm forgetting his name. But like they have like they've settled on a rhythm, and it's possible that they might just change up the team, and that might be our saving grace, which is ridiculous to say as a Man United fan and pray on Nottingham Forest playing that B team because Ten Hag has to go strong. This is our only chance at silverware,
We shall see.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Do you think he'll go strong? Like Ten Hag will pick the best team possible, or like he was gonna try and relax and go like you remember as we were mentioning the Crystal Palace game,
I think he'll go strong.
Try and save for City because like City you want to have your players as fresh as possible, right? So
Montana,
yesterday
run me a trophy, man.
Exactly.
Run me a trophy.
Yes, but yesterday's point, I think somebody mentioned it. We are playing. Actually, it was today's point. I'm not sure if it was Drex or Mark. We are playing one game a week, and this is how we look. So, what difference will it make to rest the players and then get battered by City?
Yeah.
You think? What do you think, Buzz?
I say.
I think we're gonna hold 3 or 4 against City.
Damn.
I'll be honest.
Yeah.
But that's about a week away. Let's focus on the Forest first.
Yeah. Or maybe, actually, Manj, when you said this point, something came to me. Maybe the players have clocked out after he ostracized David and Fred.
Guys, look at the comments real quick. Compost, sorry, I've been putting in the results that I've been missing, but Compost said 21% possession incoming.
21.
I don't think we can beat Forest. RSV, shout out to you. By the way, if you're just joining in, kindly hit the like button, and if you're not subscribed, please do subscribe. We have about 15 people on all platforms watching right now. Shout out to each and every one of you. If you're here, you might as well just like.
RSV, he won't throw his toys out the pram on Sunday. He'll throw them against Forest so that he gets suspended. Straight.
Wait, about Bruno.
No, that is funny. Nah, man. We're holding 4 or 3 against City, says Compost. We're going to be collecting some goals. The Etihad will be a collection office. Oh, my goodness. I do not want to see this. The reason why we got a 0-0 draw at Enfield was because of Bruno not being there, says RSV. Ooh.
Then
Big point.
RSV, he should do us a favor and do the same thing. Throw a fit against Forest, get suspended against City, then we'll stick to the plan.
No, but if he throws a fit versus Forest, that's FA Cup, and City is Premier League.
if you get a straight red in.
Oh, you think that's more than a fit, bro?
Yeah, man. Hey, guys, I got a solution for you. Tell him the game's on Monday. He won't show up.
You said what on Monday? Say that one more time.
Tell him the game's on Monday. He won't show up. You know what I mean?
What are you saying? What time?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We should do that. Why? But what happens on Monday?
Nothing.
You don't know what happens on Monday.
That was a joke I tried to make. It just went out the window.
It flew over our heads because I was like, "What is what?"
The reason why you won't be at the game then, isn't it? It's like, oh, never mind, man. I pulled at United yesterday.
I don't know. Maybe somebody in the chat got it.
Oh yeah,
It's 12 in the morning, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, I need to go to sleep.
Because you know what man was trying to think is what does Bruno do on Monday? That's why I didn't get it. I
hear it. RSV says Bruno will be playing versus City. Ten Hag will never drop Bruno, never in a million years. Bruno, we're getting battered. Without our butcher, we're in the mud in defense. Oof, narrow loss. If Reed, Iwobi, Adama, Muniz run havoc versus us, imagine what Foden, Haaland, Alvarez, De Bruyne, and Co can do. Mamma mia. This is gonna, if we let them, like the statistic that we're talking about earlier on of like maybe an average of 17 shots per game, those guys could end up getting 10 out of 17 or 9 out of 17 can be a goal, and it's gonna be tough. We'll get lost in the forest versus Nottingham Forest, says Arteta. It'll get messy in Shottingham. Haaland overdue a hat trick. He's that is true. Oh Lord. All right. Something else for Klopp to cry about. What is Box talking about? Liverpool 0-0 result was a freak result. Liverpool had 40 shots but just couldn't finish. That's the question, Box. What is the expected number of shots that we're going to concede? Expected possession is 21%, as somebody mentioned earlier on, right? But expected number of shots that we're going to concede, that's another statistic I'm curious about. But it's going to be very, very, very tough at the Etihad. If it was at home, I'd feel differently. But anyway, let's look at do a quick roundup of this match day that we just concluded. Ladies and gentlemen, if you do not know, we just finished match day 26 of 38. And no, it's not completely done, is it? No, West Ham versus...
There's a game tomorrow.
Yeah, you know what? Then we will do that stream then, because I'm actually kind of fatigued right now. And I was like, wait, well, West Ham, Brentford, if we do that, and then we'll add everybody's scores and then add it to the table. So it's just one stream and not, yes, thank you, Yale, for saying one more game to go. I had forgotten all about West Ham versus Brentford. This is your opportunity to change your prediction, though. If you have put in a prediction, this is your opportunity. If you have not put in a prediction, please tell me, and I will put it in the little
Brentford,
table.
Brentford,
go ahead. Montana.
West Ham 0. Brentford 2, West Ham 0.
Ivan Toney,
Montana says Brentford 2, West Ham 0. Yeah, you did not put any predictions this match day 26. Montana.
I was late from work.
You were late. All good. I've also missed some match days, so it is what it sometimes that happens. So by the way, if you're in the chat and you want to do this, please, this is the opportunity right now to give your match prediction for West Ham versus Brentford. and we will go ahead and put it in there. Play the game with us. It's nice to predict games with other people, and then you can see how good or bad you are at this game. That's all that we're trying to do over here. So shout out to you for being here. We appreciate you so much. I'm looking at everybody that's commented. Admiral Drex says, is that Montana?
Yes, Drex, it's me.
Hey, boss,
I cannot remember what they predicted. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and share the predictions table, because I know the only person that I had not put in was Munge. I did not put in your predictions. But everybody
anyway.
I have. Yeah, I know that they're on the community post, and I will just go do it as I'm sharing this anyway. So here we go.
Cool.
Might as well kill two birds with one stone. Boom. Ladies and gentlemen, this is how the predictions are looking. Shout out to Compost. I'm off to play Hell Divers. Have a good night. Big up to you. Big up, Compost. Thank you for being here and all the insightful comments that you put in.
I also need to run. I think tomorrow, if I'm early from work, I'll catch up.
Sounds good, brother. Sounds good. Sounds
have
good.
A good run, man, and the chat.
Big up Montana, man.
Cheers.
Big up, legend Montana. Shout out to you, man. Here we go. So Manj, if I'm looking at the community post right now, and your predictions, I'm gonna put them in right this very moment, so everybody else can get an opportunity to look at what others put in. If you want to put in your prediction, please, I kindly encourage you to do that right now in the chat. Aston Villa 2, Nottingham Forest 1. That was Manja's prediction. And we all know that Aston Villa ended up winning 4-2. So you got a point over there. Anyway, the other one was Brighton 2, Everton 1. And then the other one was Palace 2, Burnley 1. There's a whole bunch of 2-1s. Palace 2, Burnley 1. Where is that?
My excuse is, boss, I did it last minute.
Oh, yeah?
Like usual.
My goodness. Look, I put in, there we go. All right, cool. There we go. I thought I had...
Which is why the United one went a bit south.
It was not a good day for you.
It wasn't.
This is day 26.
I had a day off.
Bournemouth 1, City 3. I think you did good there. Man United 3, Fulham 1. Just
3-1. What am I thinking?
Arsenal 3, Newcastle 1. Boom.
Almost got it right.
And then the last one was Wolves 3-0. 3-0 Wolves. And then what about the Brentford one?
2-1 West Ham.
Oh, and Manj, you said what? You said 2-1 West Ham. All right. 2-1 West Ham. And boom. All right. Well, that is that. And we will review all these tomorrow and look at how everybody else did. But there we go. Shout out to everybody that's been a part of the game. Let's look at the chat to see if anybody... What idiot put 7-0 Man United? Vox is asking.
7-0.
Oh, boy. Yale, there you are. There you are. You are showing on the table. Somebody put 7-0 and it was Vox. That was you. Yes, Drex, I checked the community page. I put in yours as well. They're already in there from the community page. Thank you. By the way, if you don't know what Drex is talking about, there's a little place where if you go on YouTube, there's a section that says community. It's almost like Twitter X or whatever, or like it's like a status update. You pretty much I normally like make a little post over there, and other people comment with that prediction. So I encourage you to do that. It actually helps in terms of organization and everything. So big up to you who have done that. I know Drex, you did that, so thank you. Yes, Yale, not a lot of people are getting points this week. It's gonna be a tough match, week 26. So we will be there. We will compute the things tomorrow. Wow.
Hey, Bots, quick question.
Yes.
What would you compute as a fair game week? Which total do you think? 5?
I think 7.
Oh, that's me gone then.
7 is like a little. It's a good above average. 7, between 7 and 9. If you get 9 points, that's really good. But
I got a spoiler alert. I'm on 5 at the moment, so I need a correct score.
Well, you need to get 3 tomorrow. All right. It's gonna be interesting. Brother. Shout out to you for being here. Let me also say, in terms of closing, we talked a lot. We talked about many things, and Yale brought this one up about like Sir Jim Ratcliffe is set to get tough with Man United's highest earners by introducing a bonus-led pay structure that will only see players cash in if they are successful, pretty much on commission, And what do you think about that? I think we need that, right?
I believe it when I see it. I mean, we heard about the Ronaldo rule, and then we gave Rashford a new bumper contract. Let's see, man. You know what I mean? People just drinking the Kool-Aid, relax on the drink. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see.
Yeah. Another important thing to bring to the table is the words of Antonio Valencia, talking about what the significance of what it means to wear that Manchester United badge. He says, until the last moment for this shirt, there were never any excuses. He's definitely not feeling the vibe of our team right now, and he does not recognize Man United and the players that we have, because it seems like we're excuses FC, and we just don't seem to have the fight, So maybe they can see like that the legends are also not happy, and some of these players can actually show up, because Man United has this really strange thing of like flanking versus Fulham, and then we do all right versus Nottingham Forest, and then we can even end up going to the Etihad, bro, and winning. that's how unpredictable our team is,
I hear you, yeah. 100%.
Yeah, it's not impossible. There's those moments that can happen that are like that. So anyway, let's see how things go. Kush is saying, is it true that eriktenhag wants to buy Ross Barkley in the summer? Mamma mia! Please, Erik. Please, not Ross Barkley.
Will Ten Hag be here in the summer?
Right.
Congratulations.
Yes.
You played yourself.
Yeah, that's what I'll say to that. If he tries to get Ross Barkley. Wow. Anyway, guys, shout out to you for being here. Khan, Box, Drex. Box says Ross Barkley is the bigger picture. It's not a pretty big picture, if you ask me. It's an ugly bigger picture. It's the ugliest bigger picture that we can imagine. Please, Ten Hag, no Ross Barkley, man. Anyway, much pleasure having you here. Pleasure having Montana here. Our club is in the mud, but maybe we'll get out of it. But for right now, we can also laugh at Chelsea and say, you know what, Pochettino, you can never take the Spurs out of you can take a man out of Spurs, but you can never take the man out of Spurs. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. And big up to you, boss, for having me on, man. Big up the chat. I got to bounce. Have a good night, yeah?
Thank you, my bro. Thank you. Yeah. Yo, shout out to you guys. Have a good night. Everybody in the chat. Thank you so much. Lucky for us, eriktenhag won't get Ross Barkley in the summer. If this is the players eriktenhag wants, it explains so many things. Yay. Please. No Ross. Say no to Ross Barkley. That's how we're going to end the stream. No to Ross Barkley. And look at Klopp's record versus Pochettino. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we out of here. Football Power Hour.